Let's go to the second right turn. Focus. First of all, to become a leader, you have already shown a high degree of focus, and you have surely successfully prioritized in the past. But now you need to up your game. For those who have seen the videos on A Tale of Two Brains by Mark Gungor, he tells us that the male brain is more single-tasking, while the female one is more able to multitask. If you have not seen this video, click this link at your own pace or time. You can also do it now and pause this video first. The focus that I talk about is not gender specific. It is about the ability to wear blinders and see only your finish line. No one gender is better at this. It takes conscious effort to develop this leadership skill. I first became a team leader in a bank when I was 25. I was put in charge of operations and worked with two staff that were more tenured and more experienced than I was. After all, I was only 25. I learned a lot from that first assignment. I learned to manage people who were older than me, to gain their respect through hard work, and I learned to own my position as their leader. I had to set big goals for our small team and work with them to achieve them. After this position, I went back to being a solo performer, and I didn't manage a team directly until I was 32 years old. Eventually, my teams grew, and at my retirement, I managed a team of 35 people as well as project teams who did not report directly to me. When I first managed a team, I was single with no other responsibilities other than working to earn my own living. At the end of my corporate career, I was a wife, mother, I was a trustee at my son's school, as well as senior vice president and chair of a project on innovation. The complexities had changed. The greatest lesson of that first experience was the ability to focus. Since I did not have a lot of other responsibilities, I could devote all my time and energy to work. And I did. As my commitments grew, responsibilities in the office and outside grew as well. We all praise the person who is able to multitask, but in order to build real expertise and to grow as a leader, eventually you need to focus. And the higher position you take, the more responsibilities that are given to you, the more you need to focus on your work. It is a process of prioritizing and shedding that which takes away energy from your main responsibilities. I have worked with several CEOs, and I have seen how laser-focused they are on their work. All their energy goes to their work responsibilities. The key to being able to focus more and more is to build yourself a team that helps you get everything else done. One great lesson in leadership is to delegate. This is a big challenge of solo performers as they are used to getting it done in their way and in their time. Delegating gives away control of how it's done and when it is finished. It's not always easy for a new leader to delegate, but if you don't, you end up spending more of your energy on the small details and are unable to have the time and perspective to see the big picture. Leaders must see the big picture as they need to create a vision for how others will get there. It takes a different skill to see the big picture. There is an element of strategy that needs to be developed. I was lucky. In my 30s, I was given a leadership assessment, and one of the key findings was that my strategic thinking was not as strong. I was given ways to build it, through reading, through being given more strategic projects and assignments. I was also told to listen to classical music, as it allows the brain to relax and access areas that are used for strategic thinking. Developing these new skills take work, time, and practice. And if you are busy with the day-to-day, you never give yourself the opportunity to grow those skills you need to become a great leader. Delegating to a team includes delegating in your personal life as well. Create support systems that enable you to stay focused on your work without sacrificing your personal responsibilities. If you have a family, make sure you have a support system at home that helps you to take care of them. One thing I must point out about focus is that more and more of it is required as you move up in the organization. I have seen some newer leaders have difficulty with this transition. They continue to think they can multitask the way they did when they were in their old positions, and find out too late, either because it is affecting their performance or worse, their health. The exercise of looking at your priorities is something you must do constantly, and as soon as you take on higher leadership responsibility. You may need to shed some old practices that drain energy and time away from your new higher responsibilities. If these priorities are important, then you may have to find new or expanded support systems to make sure that everything that matters gets done. But if you don't spend time thinking about this, you might feel pressured or stressed or out of balance. As a leader, I find it's better to be proactive rather than reactive. There is a price to pay for the fulfillment of becoming a great leader. That price is usually a defocus on other things so that you can focus on what's most important. Let me tell you a personal story. My husband and I are partners in our marriage. When we were both going up the corporate ladder, and as our leadership responsibilities grew, we always worked together to build our support system to help with our family responsibilities. Luckily, we never had big deadlines at the same time, and so it felt like a basketball team with two players who would pass the ball to one another and shoot. We were a winning team. When we moved to Calgary, my husband got a promotion to president of his company. He told me, "Don't pass the ball anymore, as I won't be able to catch it." As a leader, he was clear that his focus had to go towards the big responsibilities he held. Luckily, I understood, and so from that moment on, I slowed down my career and built a different support structure for our family. Other partnerships may not be as quick to act, and that can cause difficulties in the beginning. As an executive coach, my job affords me the flexibility to support my husband's big responsibilities. I have seen other couples do other things. If the wife has the bigger responsibility, the husband momentarily takes a backseat, or sometimes the husband holds the big responsibilities, and when he retires, it becomes the time for the wife to focus on her career and take the highest leadership role. There is no one solution here. It's a process of finding out what works for you and your marriage. But when one of you holds the high responsibilities, that person needs to focus. Focus enables you to channel your energy to building your expertise in a specific subject matter. You don't want to be a jack of all trades but master of none, as leadership requires a mastery of those leadership skills you are weak in. It also gives you the physical and mental energy to do the increasingly complex work and solve challenges that come your way. There is one great benefit of extreme focus, and it is flow. And psychologists say that when people enter a state of flow, they are entirely absorbed in an activity, concentrating fully on the present moment. Action feels effortless. The world disappears. As counterproductive as it seems, Extreme focus enables you to enter a state of flow, and the result is that the work feels effortless. This is the secret of many great leaders, and why they make it look so easy. It is because for them, it is. And for you, it can be easy too. Just remember to focus, and you can be on your way. Before you proceed to the next section, please complete the self-assessment. You may want to write down your answers and keep them along with your notes.